feel sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I do is this: we'll go like that, and then there's no faces.
Okay, leave like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Lili, the reason we're here is because there are concerns about your mental health again. Do you think there are any reasons why we should all be concerned about your mental health now?
Yes, because afterward, I said my case, so I need to reveal that when opportunity come. Because there is a transparent app, police and or government people have. So only in that transparent app communicate, can find the truth, how to get rid of my concern and Tony and children's.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is this app? What is this? Is it transparent?
Transparent app.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it?
Because yes. Like I said, the other year I saw you.
Yes.
You straight away put on a Lancet for me.
That's correct.
Yes. And you said this investigate. It's not easy. That overall, that meaning is not easy. Like I said, after David Reid was my caseworker, after drop that case, I have been deprived sleep 8 day and night.
Right.
So after that, actually never did that again. But
have you been deprived sleep?
No,
recently?
not just that year, 2020.
2020.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just that year, 2020. So I know there's something with David Reid and Joe Dillon. These two person
David Reid was your boss?
was my caseworker.
Caseworker. Okay.
Yeah, Joe Dillon was my managed director. Yes, after that,
Okay, let's talk about recent things.
Yeah.
Did the police speak with you a few days ago?
Yes, because since my daughter come to secondary school,
Yes.
I sometimes call them and call my husband and call my son. My telephone cut off. And even that day, I speak to police in here. My phone frozen.
Right.
So I was scared. Nearly dollar case.
Yes, I think I know that. Yes.
Yes. So I'm worried. So I drive a car around the Wharton Park School there. I park in there. And the school gave a letter to Tony. So my children and Tony upset.
Let me just clarify that over a period of probably nearly 2 weeks, she was going 3 times a day.
That's what I see was recorded. So she will drive to
the school, wait for about an hour, wandering about, then come back.
Okay.
The problem was it's a police training
range. Yes.
They didn't like the idea of that. And then also the school monitors what cars parked.
Okay.
And they also sent a note.
Okay. And to your knowledge, Tony, what was the reason she was driving there regularly? Because
she fears that there are people with ill intent hanging around near where the children are.
Right. Okay. And did she say why she thinks there might be people with?
Yeah. Just like I said, my phone when I call them.
Yes.
Frozen.
So
I can sometimes just cannot reach them, cut off.
Okay.
So
And what do you think was happening to your phone? Why was it getting frozen?
I don't know. The other day, even when I speak to police, I ask them, they said don't know.
Yes.
And obviously, we lost our bike, 3 bikes in front of that little shed.
Okay.
And in our camera, only can show 1 bike being pushed away.
Right. Okay. So what's the link with your bikes and what might be happening in the children's school? Why were you driving to the children's school?
Yeah, I want to, because I just drive in there, I do not interfere them. Have a lunch sometime, have a drink. Yeah, just parking there, yeah.
Yeah, well, why?
I want to be there. I just feel
You just-
my 2 children in there. I don't have a work, so I just feel have some link with them.
Is it because you're worried about the children? Do you think anything?
Yes, I absolutely need only to tell you, because my phone can cut off sometimes
Yes.
and frozen sometimes. I worried, but I don't know who I can turn to.
Yes. So you think someone or something maybe deliberately freezing your phone or cutting off your phone?
You're right. This guess is right.
You think that's what's happening?
Yeah.
And is that why you've now been driving to the school regularly?
Yes. For 10 days, I think.
So
Maybe
for
10.
the last 10 days.
Yes.
Okay. And do you think there's a link with your phone freezing and the bikes being taken from your?
Yeah, I think because camera cannot show up because we lost 3. Why only show 1?
Sorry, you lost.
Yeah, we lost 3 bike, but camera only can show 1.
Only show 1.
Yeah, yes.
You would expect it to show all the 3 bikes.
Yes, you're right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
what do you think might have happened there?
I think behind some people, technicians, can access with our camera.
Right. So you think they deliberately cut off your cameras so as not to be able to pick up who is stealing your 2 other bikes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I speak to police once, and they said, I forget exactly what they said. Just looks like no other solution. We put in this way. Like police speak to me behind the Wooten Park School. I also mentioned about this one. They said check, but they still didn't. I think, I want to speak to them. I still want opportunity come. I still want to speak to them.
Speak to the police.
Yes,
In other words, you're not satisfied with what they've told you so far.
Yes, because why my phone frozen? Why camera only show 1? When I want to talk to children, why this thing not work? Why camera not work?
I understand.
Yeah.
That.
And why that case dropped off after that? Yes.
The previous case from
Yes. So I still think because I been contacted with this mental health team, ask them help. This is how many years?
It's been
Since 2020.
Correct.
Yeah, since 2020 to now.
Lili, from what I saw on the records, you told them that you don't want to work with them anymore.
Yeah, I hate you because you cannot solve my problem. So, but when I think back, not your problem. Police, now I think maybe it's police force and even country high up do this nasty thing to me. So make my life
you
miserable.
must be very important for them. Why would another country and the police be targeting you specifically?
Yeah, so I tell you, that's what I'm thinking. I, as a foreigner, settle in UK, like this, if country high up or police high up, use this transparent app. And when they investigate my case, they don't use transparent app. Don't communicate with me, use transparent app. So I never found this truth. Yeah, you see, is this case. The other thing I want to say is because, Tony's sister's husband
Okay.
died since when I came here. He died because brain cell died first, then after a few days in the hospital died. In the last year, Tony struggling in our landing, 17th July, for must be half an hour.
He did what?
He lost conscious.
He lost consciousness.
Yes,
on
like
the
struggle.
17th July last year.
Yeah.
July last year.
You did that. Yeah.
I apparently fell.
Yes.
Okay.
And banged my head.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
they nearly had the helicopter in because
Yeah.
the response team couldn't move me.
Right.
I didn't have the right kit.
And where were you taken to?
I was taken to the hospital.
To the
It
hospital.
was fine. There was no issue. They thought it might have been a ischemic stroke,
Okay.
but
They found
there was no evidence of a stroke.
And you've since recovered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that happened last year.
Yes.
And what's the so go on, what were you going to say about that?
Yeah, I just think because this, I just say the truth, say the fact.
Yes.
He experienced this. I called the ambulance. My son called the ambulance.
Okay.
Now he's struggling our landing, scared me to death, and not only upset, scared children to death, to be honest.
The children.
This kind of thing.
Yeah.
Of course, I feel sad and helpless.
Yes.
Last year, September, one of our friends is my daughter's very best friend. Their mom's sister died, similar with Anita's husband. Just suddenly cannot talk.
Okay.
Then few days died. This person is in Poland.
Okay.
So this is 3 days. And I just try to link with this fact.
So you've been linking all this facts.
Yeah, fact.
What's the link that you have found so far?
No, because I just say the fact. I am scared.
Okay.
These things.
What are you specifically scared?
I'm scared about this sudden death.
Okay.
And damage brain first,
Yes.
then die.
Then die. What do you think? There's a reason that has happened to 3 different?
Because I'm not doctor.
You're not a doctor.
Yes, I'm not doctor. I don't
Yes.
know. I just say the fact. Yeah, and when Tony's sister in Poland.
Yes.
No. He was in Poland dealing with his teeth, and his sister died in Bonn, in his home or hospital.
No,
in hospital.
home.
Your home died. Yeah, and I just make me think when I contact with Tony, he responds the way I will put with because my brother died when my son was born that year. I think when I know he died, we both respond similar stupidly, I feel. But this kind of thing trigger me think, is that all the deaths behind have some reason?
What sort of reasons can you imagine?
Because I cannot imagine. I only need this app to install this app to find the truth. I cannot imagine. How can I
So if I
imagine?
understand it well,
Hmm?
if I understand what you're saying, you think all these deaths
Yeah.
may be connected to something else,
Yes.
and you're trying to use the app to find out the truth about what is happening.
Yes. Yes. You know, this make me feel like it's like a family thing and a friend thing. You know, the other year, Wutan, that village,
Yes.
one of the Chinese family, 4 of them died.
A long time ago.
Yeah, 4 of them died. Afterward, you know, all their extended family in China, one way or another, lost their life.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I feel that one is after this 4 family in UK
Yes.
died, then Chinese family have this death occurred. But this one looks like my brother died first, then come to UK. It's this way. Some deaths more and more close to me. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Do you think the deaths may be related to you specifically? Do you think it's something to do with you that Tony's sister and all the other people that have died?
Yeah.
Do you think that has to do with you?
You know, I think to do with me or to do with a group of crime.
Right.
Yeah, I just think must be some. Tony used to this word. I say murder. I say murder. You are not my enemy. Murder is my enemy. Yeah, I said we need to find this murder.
Murderer,
yeah,
yes.
I just said this murder, like link with this.
Are you suggesting that the people that have died have been deliberately killed?
Yeah,
Oh.
this murder perhaps kill this Wutan village, this professor for them.
For Chinese
Yeah,
people.
yes, that is exactly what I said.
Yeah.
That one was murdered like that. 4 of them died. Then extended family died. But now come to my turn. Looks like from further than close to me. So let me feel not ease.
Okay, so it makes you uncomfortable. Does that make you very anxious some of the time?
Not anxious so much. When they not happy, I anxious. Yeah, I want him and 2 children upset, especially that day. Get letter. Then children second day didn't go to school, so I feel.
Can I ask, are you concerned about your own safety or Tony's safety?
I think perhaps I concerned him and children.
And what would be your main concern?
Main concern, yeah, yes, still.
What is it that you're concerned about specifically for Tony and for the children?
Like a group of murder. Their family first, then go to extend. This one is go to outside, go towards us. Yeah.
Will that be the reason you were driving to the children's school as well? Because you were worried about their safety?
Yes, I worried about this group of people. You know, because that Ding family, that
Yes.
is teenagers.
Yes.
It's teenagers. So I have teenagers now.
Yes.
So I worried.
But Lili, could it be that all of these deaths are not connected at all, and it's just coincidental that people? And that was a long time ago that the Chinese people died.
90s.
90s. So that's a very long time ago.
You know, not 90 since after I came here.
Okay.
After I came here.
So is it just coincidental that people do have accidents, people do become unwell, people do die? But why are you convinced it has anything specifically to do with you?
You know, this is exactly I need to speak to police.
Right.
I need, but I cannot.
You think the police will have answers?
Yeah, because I cannot break through. I think because they dropped my case once.
Yes.
If I go back,
Yes.
I didn't hold evidence. Do you?
Yes.
Do you know?
There's
I'm not
there's
technician.
No firm evidence.
Yeah,
Of this.
I'm not technician.
Yes.
I don't have this transparent app found evidence.
Yes.
And the police, what happened if their boss is crime with David
I
Wilson?
understand what you mean. But
And the
with
country both
David
link
Wilson,
with this.
David Wilson is where you used to work years ago.
Yes.
So in other words, you're worried about what if the boss of the police is a criminal, and what if they're working together with David Wilson?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know that Dean family that such news everywhere. What about our country high up involved?
I said, which country are you from originally?
UK. We just said UK.
Whether the UK government is involved.
Yeah, because this death occurred to China. What about Chinese government? Yeah. This do you
If
get
I was
that?
having this sort of thoughts, maybe the Chinese government, the UK government, maybe the police, maybe my previous employers were involved in a conspiracy against me, that would make me very anxious. That might affect how I feel. Have you been very anxious? Are you sleeping okay, Lili?
Yeah, I sleeping okay because children were teenagers.
So you're sleeping quite well now. Are you eating well? You have good appetite?
Yes,
you are
always good.
Always good appetite. And you enjoy your meals?
Yes, I love my food.
Okay. And you're not afraid all the time?
I'm afraid of these three people not happy, upset.
Yes. So there's a degree of anxiety going on.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you able to still get on with your day as usual? Do you do the things you would do normally every day?
Ask him. This is the evidence. Ask him.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll ask Tony. Tony, if I was having all these thoughts, thinking the government is linked to the police, to my previous employers, or that people may have stolen from me, or maybe placing my family at risk, that would cause me a lot of anxiety. Have you noticed that Lili has been very anxious?
Yes.
She has been.
It characterizes her whole life.
So she's very preoccupied with all of these things.
Yeah. So there's very little other conversation with Lili other than based on the fears.
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously, my prime problem now is the children.
Yes.
They have known about what's been going on throughout.
Yes.
Since 2020.
Yes.
They're both at the same school now, and they're both at that age, sort of 12 and 15, where embarrassment kicks in.
Yes.
You know, if your parents are any different.
Yes.
And they did become incredibly upset. This was last Thursday night, following her brush with the police and the school, because they felt they were exposed to potential problems at the school.
Right.
And during that, what worried me was that Lili didn't seem to have any empathy to their
concerns,
their obvious
reaction to
emotion.
Yeah.
Because
she's so preoccupied with what's going on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where
that's where you are
at the moment.
Okay. Lili, the last time we saw you, that was 2020. Obviously, since then you've been in hospital. You've also seen other professionals. We became concerned that the things you were telling us about may be due to mental health difficulties, and therefore we prescribed you some medications to help you get a good night's sleep, to reduce anxiety, and to help with your mind as well. Do you think any of these experiences you're having right now may be an indication that your mental health is going poorly again? Do you think it's all due to your mental health becoming not so good again?
Obviously, I'm stressed, but I don't feel I am not again and again. I think I'm stressed all the time. To be honest,
I understand that, because if I was having those thoughts, I would be stressed myself.
Yeah, I think because click me is we both respond to my brother and her sister saying stupidly. So I feel not quite right. We put it in this way.
Yes. Yes.
So, and because Tony retired since 2020,
Okay.
yeah, because we live in the same house and 18 years marriage. So I worried, and of course he are worried.
Yes.
No, we both bounce back.
Is obvious. Is
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
worried about you.
Yeah.
Lili, my recommendation is that we need to restart your medications, which you haven't taken in over 2 years, because I think you've become stressed again. You've become quite anxious, but you're also experiencing, or you're very preoccupied with these thoughts in your mind. Now, I don't know that there's any evidence behind all of this. I don't think the police does, because I have also seen their reports.
Yeah. Where did you see the report?
So we have access to some records.
Yeah.
So I suspect very much that some of the thoughts you've been having is because you've become very stressed again. And as a result, your mental health has started going very poorly again, has started becoming poorly again. And the last time we were able to get you some medications that I believe helped you. Then obviously you had a spell of admission and they used some medications as well, which I think helped you get better. Did she get better? Do you think?
I don't
Think
there were problems with the medication.
Yes.
It eventually wound up that Lily believed that the medication was causing her more harm than good.
Right.
The side effects of the medication.
Yes.
Now, this is now built into her belief and anxieties.
Oh, okay.
So, if I agree, she does need some medication,
Yes.
but it will have to be monitored carefully.
Correct.
And sensitively.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. I think eventually they prescribed some medication called aripiprazole, which is the least likely to cause any side effects. From your memory, Tony, do you know if she had any side effects from aripiprazole?
I don't think she really had a chance. Because I think it was that in the last decade she had very well.
So they started on aripiprazole with a view to having depot injections.
She had one depot.
She had one depot.
But then refused to have any.
Lili, so we're where we are. Now, I think if we started you on aripiprazole tablets again and maybe give you some anxiety relieving medications that will help you, less stressed. So something like, even if it's just like diazepam or lorazepam, and then we started you on aripiprazole. You could either take the aripiprazole as tablets. We will monitor closely for any problems with the medication. But the purpose of the medication is to help you feel less stressed, less anxious, and not so, focused on all these conspiracies that you think is happening. And I think if you take the medication for long enough, you will start feeling better in yourself. I suspect the challenge from the past is that the medication, so olanzapine, and then I think at some point risperidone, those two probably cost you some side effects. So you don't feel good about those medications. Aripiprazole, though, is not likely to cause any side effects, but we will monitor closely should you have any problems with it. And you could either take the aripiprazole tablets on a regular basis every day, or we could have a plan in which you take injections, say, once a month. So in other words, all you need to do is come in, take the injection once every month, and you don't have to take tablets regularly. So it's all about what you prefer to do, Lili. What do you prefer to do?
Dr. Sang.
Yes.
Because this is since I come here, like all these deaths occurred. So I refuse.
You don't want to take medications.
I don't want to take medicine because lots of these deaths occurred is a fact.
When you say all
These deaths occurred is a fact.
deaths
Yeah.
occurred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like last time I take lots of side effect.
Yes, I know.
So I would like all of you come here have a chat.
You would like us to come and talk
Yeah.
to you
Yes.
so that you can tell us what is happening with
Yes.
the deaths and everything.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you don't want to take
Yes.
medication.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
I would like you monitor.
You would like to be monitored.
Yes, yeah. But I don't want to take medicine. Yeah. Because last time I straight away take the medicine. Then will go up and up, never end. Then eventually I nearly cannot walk. You know, last time because you gave me medicine, then put up more and more. Then end up feel round. Then I go to hospital. Then once I come out, I take this injections. I nearly cannot walk. This side effect.
Okay.
So I feel take this medicine stress me more than anything.
It will stress you.
Yes, stress me more than anything.
Okay.
Would you consider maybe going into hospital and having it really closely monitored in hospital?
Yeah, if need I will.
So
agree
you
to
would
do it
consider
there?
going into
Yeah,
hospital?
if need I will. Yeah, if need I will.
But you don't want to do that at home?
No, I don't want to take medicine. Yeah, if need I will. I want you monitored like this kind of situation. I don't want to take medicine. I want you keep monitoring.
Yes.
How can we do this?
Yes, I understand. Lili. So if you were in hospital and you were being monitored, and if the doctor said to you, Lili, we have now monitored you for some time, but we now think you should take medications. That's after monitoring, they now come to the conclusion that you need medications. Would you take medications if they come to that conclusion?
Yeah. If after
monitoring.
Yeah.
Okay. What if we monitor you in your own home, say regularly, and we come to the conclusion that you need medications after monitoring in your own home? So if we came every day to see you and we came to the conclusion that you need medicines, would you take the medicines then?
I don't want to take medicine.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to
know.
take medicine.
You don't.
Yeah, I want to know take medicine. You want me worry less.
I
But-
know.
You know the truth is every time I take medicine, I worry more.
Yes, I get that.
You
I
get that, yeah?
Yes.
I take medicine, I worry more.
Yes.
I take injection, I feel I'll have to die.
Yes.
You take medicine, I no other way, I need to die.
The problem is, if we don't get the treatment right, this could get worse. You could become.
But all children and my husband in here, and you also monitor.
And we're
Yeah,
monitoring.
yeah.
And you've not had any thoughts yourself of harming yourself?
No,
No
I
such
never
thoughts.
I never
You will
have
never
this.
have such
Never.
thoughts. Okay. So no suicidal.
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
Okay. And no thoughts of harming anyone else.
No.
No thoughts of harming Tony.
No, never.
And never the children as well. Never.
Never.
I didn't think there were any such thoughts. I just thought I should check.
Yeah.
So no such thoughts at all. Okay.
Mhm.
How about the thoughts of still driving to the school regularly? Because
No, I stopped since they say I found them upset. I stopped immediately.
so you've not been going there
No,
anymore.
no.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
So can I ask you?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I just want to record all of this in here.
You want to record
Record, yeah, or
the meeting, the
yeah,
monitoring.
yes, in YouTube live stream. I still think there's a group murder there.
Yeah. What would
Yeah.
that do for you? What
Yeah,
would
I just think-
recording on YouTube and
Yeah.
live streaming it? What would that achieve?
Yeah, I think just record my own situation. I will know my situation. Like for today, I have this conversation with Dr. Sam and Vicky and Tony. Tony was worried. And like for example, the other day, children and him said, and before that,
Why don't you write everything
Yeah,
down?
I write.
So why do you need to record it and live stream it?
I tell you, I do YouTube since 2018.
Yes.
Yeah, this is one of the things I like record, like diary.
Yes.
Yeah.
But do you worry that strangers will know about your personal life and your personal?
Because for me, no secret. What is the secret for myself?
Yes.
I never hurt myself. I never hurt other
But
people.
do you worry about what that would mean for your husband and your children? When strangers are aware of what is happening to Tony's wife or to the mother of your children, do you worry about that?
No, I'm not worried.
You're not worried about
Because I think lots of people, if have someone say, I'm not that important, I just myself, I record this for myself.
Yeah, I think you're important.
Yeah.
Especially if governments and other people are focusing on what's happening in your life.
No, but I just think what happened, we just think what happened. Yeah.
Do you know what your diagnosis was when you left hospital? Did they tell you what your diagnosis was?
Paranoia, schizophrenia,
Paranoid
and
schizophrenia.
psychotic event. Yeah.
Do you think some of the things you've told us today may be due to paranoid schizophrenia?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
I agree. Yeah.
What do you agree with?
I agree with this. Make me stress, and
Yes.
Make me stress, but I still can handle.
You still can handle it.
Yeah, I still can handle. Make me stress, I still can handle. You suggest giving me medicine and injection. I'm terrified.
I know. Okay. So paranoid schizophrenia, some of the symptoms may be that the word paranoid may be that you become suspicious of things, or you have thoughts that some things are happening that may not be real. In other words, there might be no threat to Tony or to the kids or to anybody, or the deaths may not be linked to you or to anybody, and therefore maybe you don't need to talk to the police, maybe you don't need any transparent app, maybe all of this is just in your mind. What do you say when I say that to you?
Without transparent app. I think I need all of you monitor for life.
You think you need?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. To be honest.
But you will consider hospital admission if we can find a bed for you. If we can find a bed in hospital for you, you would agree to that for period of monitoring.
Yes.
Okay. I think it's worthwhile for us to consider that option, because there's an impact of all of this on your children, as Tony has just told us, and of course on Tony himself as well. And you did say to us that if after a period of monitoring in hospital, they decide that maybe medications will be useful, you would consider that.
Yeah, if doctor said, if they don't want to install that transparent app, to be honest, without transparent app, me, Tony, and the children, I just think about that life, that whole thing will happen to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So it might be that the plan is we would recommend informal admission to hospital so that you can have further assessments of your mental state, a period of monitoring, and consideration of medications. So it might be that they decide medications is not required. That's fine. But if they consider that, then maybe they will recommend that to you. Okay. So what we're going to do now is go and seek a bed for hospital admission. You've been in Berrywood before, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes, so you know what Berrywood is like. So I don't know where we're going to get a bed, but we will try to get in Berrywood and see if you can if you can be admitted there for the sake of yourself, but also for the sake of your family as well. And hopefully, when you come out, you'll be in a much better place where you're not as stressed as you are now, and you're able to get on with life as usual. I don't know what usual is like, but you'll be able to get on with life well. Is that a good decision? Do you think, Lili?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Tony?
It's the only show in town.
You think it's the only show in town? Yes.
Because I mean, from my point of view, it's the stress is significant.
Yeah.
My limits. I'm a pretty flexible kind of guy, but there are limits, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I've not felt them yet, but you never know.
That's fine. We'll
Yeah.
go back and do a referral.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
Thank you.
talking to us.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
If I go to hospital, can I record this?
That's a conversation you'll have to have with the wards.
Thank you, Vicky. Yes, they will decide whether it's possible. There will be other people in the hospital that
Yeah.
will not want to be recorded.
Like
No. I know. I just in my room,
Yeah.
or whenever I have a conversation with the doctor.
Well,
Can you please ask?
we will.
Yeah.
We will.
You
ask
just,
them.
you just tell them I really want to record
Okay.
all the time.
Okay. Vicky, anything else you want to check
No.
on?
I mean, obviously there may not be a bed today, so
But you please look for
Yes.
we'll let you know when we know. But
Yeah.
are you happy to see our team in the meantime?
Yeah, anytime you can come in.
Anytime.
Yes, anytime come in. Only one is I will record all the time. Yeah. I will make all of your work, give our family emotional support. We need this.
You need emotion.
Yeah, we stressed.
Yeah.
And because how I feel this group of murder and even a letter from school, my children stressed. I feel sad. I don't want my children and my husband stressed.
I think that's a
Upset.
very primary reason why we're looking at admission. We don't want your children to become too stressed. by
Yeah,
this.
and my husband.
And yours,
Yeah,
yes, of course. Okay.
Yeah, please ask. I want to record in
We
YouTube all the time.
will let the bed managers know.
Yeah.
Okay. And thank you for the water. It's
Oh,
very
okay.
warm
It's
right
okay.
now, so we could all do with getting rehydrated.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for seeing us,
Thank
Lili.
you.
And nice seeing you again.
Thanks.
Tony.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. You're welcome. Thanks.
Can we ring Tony later and just let him know about an update on the bed? But,
Yeah, whoever you can. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll give
Thank
you a call later.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
All right. Lily.
Yes, in future, if you can, you just park in front of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You just can come to mine anytime.
Anytime.
I need your help. I